What a game! And just like that, the Lakers are 3-0, starting out undefeated and making JJ Redick undefeated as a head coach, or at least so far anyways. And well, they definitely came behind the backs of LeBron and Anthony Davis. They combined for 63 points, 23 rebounds, 12 assists, with LeBron having a 30-point triple-double, and not to mention going in a personal 16-home run during the fourth quarter. Pretty damn impressive. But before any of that, they had a tough back-and-forth game with the Sacramento Kings, which they thankfully did come out on top in, but it definitely wasn't a guarantee for them. Though they definitely did start off the game very well. They began with a 16-8 run after the second night of a back-to-back, which is highly unusual for them, or at least it was in regard to their team last season. They had quite a bit of trouble with back-to-backs last season, coming out of the gate slow and oftentimes never recovering. But again, that was not the case this game. And they definitely rebounded the ball very well throughout the entire game, but early on especially, they doubled up the Kings rebounding within only about 10 minutes. They had 14 rebounds in the first 10 minutes, while Sacramento had only 6. And with Redick mentioning the emphasis on offensive crashing and overall rebounding, they have definitely taken that to heart. They had 4 offensive rebounds within only 10 minutes, Rui and Reeves had 3 of them, and between the two of them, they have both had an offensive rebound in all 3 games so far, which is very impressive considering they only averaged 0.7 offensive rebounds per game each last season. So definitely a good thing, trending in the right direction in regard to offensive rebounding. They had over 10 offensive rebounds as a team for the second time in 3 games. And for reference, they averaged only 8.2 offensive rebounds as a team last season. So obvious improvement here. It's helping them get more offensive possessions, which they have been able to take advantage of. And they ended up out-rebounding Sacramento by well over 10 rebounds. Like I mentioned before though, it wasn't all perfect for them throughout this game, and especially not on defense during the second quarter. I don't know why they keep trying it, but their 3-2 zone defense with AD in the middle of that 3-2 has not worked out well for them. I don't know why they keep doing it. It's a very easy zone for a team to break. All they have to do is dribble drive a little bit, then kick it out to an open 3-point shooter, often from the corner, like Sacramento did during the second quarter tonight, and simply get a great look. I feel like every time they've tried out that 3-2 zone defense with AD in the top middle, LeBron on the corner, and Hayes down low, it's never worked out well for them. So I do gotta critique that a little bit. Apart from that though, pretty good game for them overall. Defense was up and down, but they eventually did lock in, with guys like LeBron playing good defense, Anthony Davis obviously playing good defense, Dalton Connect having good moments, Gabe Vincent having good moments, and overall being fairly good individually and as a team as well, especially against a loaded Sacramento Kings offense. And speaking of that offense, they were able to get Domantas Sabonis out of it for a little bit. During the late second quarter, they got him in foul trouble, having 3 fouls before halftime, and immediately after he left the game, Anthony Davis got an offensive rebound and a putback, followed that up with a post touch and a trip to the free throw line, and then another trip to the free throw line after that. They've done a really good job at taking their opponent's big men out of the game, whether it be foul trouble, attacking them on defense, or simply working them off the court. Between Domantas Sabonis, Jusuf Nurkic last game, and Rudy Gobert during their first game, they've done a very good job at that. You know JJ Redick loves to integrate versatile offense and really push the opposing big man out of the paint, and they've been doing a very good job at it. But even after a good end to the second quarter, they had a very rough beginning to the third quarter, having 6 turnovers in their first 6 minutes, with Austin Reeves having 4 of them, and all around looking discombobulated on both offense and defense as well, and not to mention simply getting outworked. The Kings were simply playing faster and harder than they were, and the Lakers couldn't get set up defensively, giving up open shots in transition, open 3-point shots, and being outright mismatched on defense too. Can't let that happen, and they eventually did get organized, which led to their defense getting better and being actually organized both defensively and then offensively as well. It took them a little bit, but Redick made timely timeouts and got them back in order. And that led to their fourth quarter takeover, primarily by LeBron James, but they simply came together as a team as well. Like I referred to before though, big takeover for LeBron, had 14 of their points in only 3 minutes, 3 3-point shots, an and one, and a tough field goal at the rim. And not only that, but a 21-0 team run in only about 4.5 minutes, giving the Lakers a 14-point lead after being down by 7 entering the fourth quarter. That was the main reason for their comeback, primarily led by LeBron James, scoring or assisting on 16 of their 21 points in that 21-0 run, all around being dominant, not looking like a 39-year-old, and keeping their team afloat while Anthony Davis took a break. And after Anthony Davis eventually did come back, the game got tighter, but between him and LeBron, they had it pretty much secured down the break. Anthony Davis hit a huge 3-point shot in the final minute to put them back up 5, and then they were able to hold on after that. Their defense was and has been up and down like I mentioned before, but they have been able to tighten up when they need to. And with that being said, they actually did go into a more defensive orientated lineup during the fourth quarter. During their closing lineup, they did sub out D'Angelo Russell for Gabe Vincent for the second game in a row, and then even Dalton Knecht got late fourth quarter minutes too. Playing fairly good defense, but eventually did get subbed out after committing a late game foul, and their late game lineup ended up being Vincent at the 1, Reeves at the 2, Hachimura at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and Anthony Davis at the 5. Which I think will, and probably should be their late fourth quarter lineup when one of either D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves not playing well, and that did happen to be the case again tonight. With that being said though, for my final and overall thoughts here, the Lakers stay undefeated, and so does their new head coach, Redick, being 3-0 to start, and that has not happened in a very long time now. LeBron and Anthony Davis were great, they had a very good team game plan for this one, putting them out to a 15-point lead at 2 different points in the game, and all around looking like an actual team that's together. So definitely a good sign if you ask me, and hopefully they can build upon this entering their road trip. With that being said though, what do you guys think? What were your primary takeaways from this game, and all 3 of their games so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
And that like about a minute to go in the third, and then Fox hits the back-to-back threes, and maybe some clock management issues.
We talked about it. Yep.
Yeah, but then to have LeBron start the fourth quarter, and not that it was just him, but I think 16 points in about 3 minutes, and flips it to a 14-point. Well, what did you see from him specifically in that stretch, and how important was it?
Yeah, I mean we've talked about our end of quarter stuff a few times, and the guys, I just think we just had a momentary lapse when we got that offensive rebound. I'm going to talk about LeBron in a second, but coming out of that timeout at the end of the third, we're down 7, and Dalton hits that 3, cuts it to 4. So all I think the angst that we felt in ending that quarter that way, that was a big shot. Dalton was over there in his warm-ups, just kind of casually stretching. I said, "Hey, are you ready to make a shot?" He said, "I'm always ready." I wish that shot was a little more open, but he has the ability to just hit tough ones, and then to just get that performance to start the fourth from LeBron. I mean, what can you say? We've all been very fortunate to watch his greatness for so long, and the fact that he's able to keep doing it, it's actually insane. It's actually insane. But we executed really well in the fourth. To get 44 points in a quarter was great. And I would just kind of add, the last 2 games, last night and tonight, basketball is a game of imperfect, and our guys, weathered some bad stretches, some bad breaks, and the resiliency that we've built this week, I believe, is a very good foundation for our group.
LeBron James, year 22, second night of a back-to-back. Where do you find the energy to put forth that kind of an effort?
Sleep, hydration, and good food. I slept as soon as I got home after last night's game. Took 2 naps today. I ate some really good food, give me nutrition, and I was hydrating all day. So my teammates in this crowd give me the energy too to keep going too.